What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shan, and I'm back with another video. I want to speak to you guys about surviving singleness and how to manage singleness, because singleness can get a bad reputation. Like, I feel like there's power in being a single person. Like, there's so much to kind of grasp, there's so much to learn, there's so much to look forward to. I wanted to make a video on being single, okay, because I'm not sure how everyone else is navigating it, but I'm going to talk about how I navigate being single, hoping that it would help somebody, and also to share things that I've learned along the way, because I don't know how people are managing singleness. From conversations that I've had and the things that I see on social media, I feel like sometimes people can be really fearful of being alone and being single. So yeah, I think I'm getting into it already, as we do. Like, you know, I'm long-winded. Yeah, just chill with me in my car for a hot minute and let's get into it. So what am I saying? I understand the power in unity. I understand that we're not supposed to be alone. I understand that actually two is better than one. But when you're in a situation where you are alone, it's about maximizing and making the most of the situation that you're in, right? I know that some people struggle to be alone and their identity is always in the person that they're going to be in a relationship with. And people literally seek out a relationship all the time, like seeking out someone that they can be with, someone that they can spend the rest of their lives with. And I get it, that's cute and everything like that, but you're still an individual outside of a relationship. And this is why I don't understand or can't fathom why in a relationship, and I can speak on this because I have been in relationships, this is why I can't fathom or understand and really don't want people to be tied to the hip of the person that they're in a relationship with. Like, you're still an individual outside of this relationship, outside of this marriage, outside of your situation, your situation. You're still an individual. Your happiness, your peace, your life's purpose, your hobbies, your identity shouldn't be all in that other person. You know, what if you broke up or you separated? I'm not trying to speak negativity into your situation, but the reality is things like this happen, right? People have to pass. Like you need to understand that you're still an individual without this person. Like, two people become one, but if you're not even a whole person, how are you trying to become one with another person? Be the person that you want to attract. Sometimes we have these crazy expectations as to what we want in another person. Okay, oh, they have to be like this, they have to be funny, they have to be educated, they have to be driven, they have to have this much money, they got to be match fit, they got to look good, they've got to be emotionally intelligent and know how to communicate. But have you ever asked yourself, are you all those things? Like, are you all those things that you're expecting from somebody else? Because if you're not, then now while you're single is the time to work on that, because you can't be having these crazy expectations, but you ain't doing it yourself. Okay, like, what's your bank balance looking like? Right? How are you with managing money? What's your communication like? Are you somebody that always avoids conflict? Are you somebody that has no boundaries? Like, if you can't manage self-control now as a single person, how are you going to manage self-control when you're in a relationship, right? So it's always about striving to be the best version of yourself, but also being ready for when you do meet that right person. The Bible talks about a man who finds a wife finds a good thing, meaning that when a man meets a woman, she already has wife qualities. And I think sometimes we think, oh, I will sort myself out when I meet the right person and all the rest of it. But what if you're missing out on opportunities because you ain't ready? You ain't ready. Like, what if you're crossing paths with people that you could be a good fit with, but there's things that you haven't worked on and people haven't got time to waste? So they're like, nah, nah, Tiffany, nah, Tyrone, like, I ain't got time to wait for you to be ready, to be established. A lot of people don't want potential anymore. A lot of people don't want potential. We want to know that you're set in some positive, healthy ways. Like, we haven't got time to be doing trial and error. Like, people are becoming more certain about what they want and what they expect. So if you're not working on yourself as a single person, I don't know what to tell you. Another thing, if you're single and you're seeking like a relationship, yeah, that's cute. I like it for you. I'm like, it's all good on it. Like, you know, it's cute. I ain't jealous. Like, do your thing. You have to choose your hard. Okay, like, I don't want you to be thinking that actually having a relationship, being with somebody, is going to solve all your problems. Okay, because relationships are hard, and sometimes it highlights a lot of things that we don't necessarily see whilst we're single. Okay, so choose your hard. Okay, single life is hard because sometimes we get a little bit lonely. There's not always someone to do things with. Like, you might have to pay all your bills on your own. Like, you don't necessarily have that person to just bounce off. Like you might have to hold yourself accountable. Whereas if you was in a relationship and you lived with the person, you bouncing off each other. Well, that's how it's supposed to be, right? So single life can be hard for those reasons. Okay, like you might feel like you're always alone and you have no one to, like, you don't have no one that's just gonna like call you and be like, hey boo, hey cutie. Like, you might not have that. I don't care about that. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. I don't care. Like, I'm good, I'm good. But then you could be in a relationship, and what if that person goes through trauma, like a loss of a loved one? That's hard. Yeah, because now you're supporting that person with their mental health, their emotional well-being, and you feel it, you take it on, especially if you're an empath, you take that on. Okay, that's hard. Whereas if you're by yourself, you ain't got to deal with that. Okay, like you ain't got to worry about when he puts his clothes on top of the basket and not in the basket. You don't have to worry about the dishes not being done. You don't have to worry about anyone coming back to bring you food and they bring back the wrong order. You ain't got to worry about any of that. You don't have to think about being considerate for another person. You don't have to think about being considerate for your partner because you ain't got a partner. Like, sorry to break it to you. You ain't got a partner. You don't have to think about being considerate. Okay, so choose your hard. Like, relationships are hard and take effort, time, energy, investing, like talking things out, chopping it up, getting things wrong, taking accountability, admitting that you were wrong because you're not always right. Like, relationships are hard, so choose your hard. Like, don't be quick to jump into a relationship because you're single and you're lonely and you don't want to be alone. Like, it's okay to be alone, and I don't encourage anybody to jump into a relationship just because you're lonely. Because you might end up getting into something out of desperation, and then you're finding out that person was never for you. But because your loneliness was ruling the day, ruling the show, you might ignore red flags. You might be susceptible to someone that's a narcissist. Yeah, because you're lonely, a narcissist just worms their way in, right? Because I've experienced a narcissist. They love bomb you. You feel like, oh my gosh, like, I've never experienced this before. Like, he's into me, he's on me. Like, no, it ain't real. It ain't real. But because you're lonely, you're like, nah, I'm not going to miss this opportunity. Are you crazy? I ain't missing this opportunity. I love him day one. He's mine, and I'm his. Nah, no, like, you need to work on being alone. And if you're lonely, you have to ride the wave of that uncomfortable feeling, sis. Like, I'm not saying that we're supposed to be alone, but what I am saying is don't get with people due to loneliness. Look at their values, look at their character, look at what you want from a relationship. Like, what are your requirements? What are your non-negotiables? Like, what is your purpose in life? Can that person align and line up with your life's purpose, and you line up with their life's purpose? Because that's what we're here for, right? We're here to fulfill our purpose on earth. So if you're just getting with somebody out of loneliness, I'm sorry, but I know people that are in relationships and still lonely, right? Being lonely the whole time, feel like that they're alone. Nah. Nah, listen, warning, red flags. I'm gonna put some red flags here. Don't get with somebody out of desperation and being lonely. Like, embrace your single life. There's things that you can do whilst you're single that you can't do when you're in a relationship. That sounds bad, right? Does that sound bad? I'm just saying, like, find out who you are. Like, discover who you are again. Like, what are your hobbies? What are your interests? What sort of music do you like? Go to events, network, read, go to church. Like, find a hobby, find a craft, find a talent. Like, start playing an instrument. Do something with your time and stop sitting there looking at the wall, right? scrolling on social media and comparing your life to other people that are in relationships. Because let me tell you something, not everybody that's in a relationship is happy. Not everybody in a relationship feels like this is the right person for them. Not everybody that's in a relationship wants the relationship. Some people want out, right? Not everybody in a relationship feels complete and happy and feels like that person's got their back. Not everybody in a relationship feels safe. There's some people in relationships that are dying to be single but feel stuck, okay, and they regret even getting into that relationship. Matter of fact, some people didn't even get into a relationship, they fell into a relationship because it started off as a situation because they were lonely. They wanted someone to keep them company. They didn't want to be alone. It started off as being fun. Now they're in something that they feel like they can't get out of. They feel stuck. They feel entangled. So don't envy. Don't be jealous of when you see people in relationships, because you don't know what's happening behind closed doors. You don't know the prayers that have been prayed. All right. So don't envy other people. Don't be jealous, because your time will come. But it's important not to rush the process. Not to rush the process. Don't force the process. Like, don't force a situation. Don't force a person. Don't try and force or manipulate anyone to try and be with you. Like, trust me, like, listen, don't try and force or manipulate anyone to be with you. Like, if someone wants to be with you, they will be with you and they will make it known. It will be clear as day. Like, all this stuff about, oh my gosh, but it's complicated and blah. I'm like, yo, we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time for that. I'm sorry. Go where it flows. Go where it flows. Like, if it ain't flowing, I'm not in it. Like, I'm gone. Like, we're not even entertaining it. Like, I'm not saying everything should be easy. Yeah, but from the jump, if someone's not sure whether they want to be with you and they say they've got this trauma, or because it's not you, it's not, wait there, what's the common one? It's not you, it's me. All right, figure out your stuff. I'm gone. And that's the way you need to be. You need to be certain about what you want. But sometimes we're not certain and we just take the chance. Like, we ain't got time for chances. Like, nah, we're not doing things willy-nilly. All right, we're being intentional about what we want. And right now, if you're single, be focused in that, be locked in. Like, single life is so fun. Your thoughts are all yours. Like, you have mental space. You, like I said, you don't have to consider another person. Like, you discover so much about yourself. Sometimes you learn things about yourself that you would never have learned if you wasn't single. Okay, so like I said, I'm all for love. Like, I'm a sucker for love. But if you're single, embrace it, make the most of it, learn what you need to learn, because when you do get with somebody, a lot of the time they're just a mirror and they reflect your issues onto you. So work on your issues and your flaws now. If you've got trauma, if you've got stress, if you've got anxiety, if you're depressed, if you don't feel confident within yourself, do something about it. Get in the gym, go therapy, go counseling. Like, I advocate for that all the time. Like, work on yourself, like, find things that you enjoy, and don't expect the person to be your everything. Like, oh my gosh, that does my head in. Oh, you see when people say, oh, you know what, he's my everything, she's my everything. No, I don't want to be anyone's everything. That is a lot of pressure. I don't want to be anyone's everything. Don't put that pressure on me. No, and then I let you down and now you putting pressure on me because I was supposed to be your everything. Are you crazy? Listen, no one should be your everything. Apart from God, no one should be your everything. Please, if you don't take anything from this, no one should be your everything. I don't want to see no statuses, no comments, no nothing about he's my everything. No. You're setting yourself up for fail, and then you're placing unrealistic expectations on people. I'm okay with people saying this is everything that I wanted. Yeah, there's a difference. But don't ever, please, don't ever say that someone's your everything, because when your everything goes, when your everything lets you down, when your everything isn't your everything, then what? Okay, like, unrealistic expectations on people, and it's unfair to do that because we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws. We let people down. We disappoint people unintentionally. It's within human nature to let each other down. So please don't place people on a pedestal. And I know, like, when you meet someone, you get all excited, you know, the honeymoon period, you get the little goosebumps, you get the little butterflies, he's cute, whatever it is, that's nice, yeah? And it might be everything that you wanted, but please don't put people on a pedestal and make them your everything and now they're an idol and you worship. No, 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 no. Only God should be your everything. Because listen, you will have a rude awakening when things aren't going as you planned, or you're having your ups and downs, and you're having little tiffs and arguments, you're having disagreements. Like, what's your everything then? Like, your life now can't start to fall apart because you're going through a rough season. Like, what if he's down? Yeah, you can't be down as well. Someone's got to be the strong one. But if he's your everything, now he's down, you're down. No, you both can't be down. Okay, like the blind can't lead the blind. So please just don't. Just don't. I'm begging you, don't do it. Don't do it. Like the next person that I get with, yeah, they need to know how to be an individual. Like, and what I mean by that, like, they need to be self-driven, they need to be motivated, they need to be a visionary, they need to understand that I don't always want to be the strong one. I need someone that's proactive in working on their mental health, working on their emotional well-being, and has like tools that they use to like work on themselves. Because if you're looking at me to do that, nah mate, I'm still trying to figure out myself. You get it? So I need someone that's able to be proactive and do that for themselves. If there's a problem, there's a solution. Okay, like I need someone that's going to be proactive. So I say all of that to say, don't be that person that's dependent on somebody else. Like, yes, we all bring things to the table, but what are you bringing to the table? You have to ask yourself, what are you going to bring to the table? Like, what have you got to offer to the relationship? So whilst you're single, work on yourself, get journaling, discover who you are, ask yourself questions like, what do I like? What am I interested in? What's my triggers? What do I even want from a relationship? Like, be open to meeting new people, because you learn a lot about yourself by interacting with others. Like, if you're just isolated at home by yourself, like, I get it, you know, there's a season for everything, and there's times where I'm by myself, but have that balance and just be open to meeting others. Guys, I'm done. I'm tired. Another thing as well, some people have been in relationships back to back since they were teenagers, and they've never had a period of time where they've been by themselves. Like, and then they get fearful of being single, being alone, because that's all they know. Now, we can't change the past, we can't change anything, okay? But even if you are in a relationship, like, give the nigga some space. Yo, give them some space. Like, have some time apart. Like, not necessarily as a breakup, but start doing things by yourself. Like, start like saying, nah, I'm going by myself today, I'm going with a friend today. Like, nah, Tyrone, like, we need some, like, I'm going alone. If you're constantly stuck at the hip in a relationship, like, where do you have time to know who you are? Like, where do you have time to understand who you are? Like, where's the time for that? You're so used to being with somebody and you're scared of being alone, and you've always had someone there. Like, have you ever discovered who you are as an individual without always having someone there? I don't know, my cousin always says, oh Shan, you say all of this, but when you get in a relationship, no one's going to see you. I beg to differ, right? Don't come for me if I go missing and I don't start posting no YouTube videos because I'm hooked up with somebody. Embrace your singleness. Choose your heart. Don't be desperate for a relationship because you're lonely. Get to know yourself, discover yourself, and understand that you're an individual, and it's okay to be single. It's okay to be alone. I feel like I've said a lot. And I hope you've taken something from it. I feel like there might be a part 2. I feel like I could talk about this for days. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you haven't yet subscribed so you don't miss out on any videos that I drop. But also, it helps me to grow the channel. Listen, I just dropped some gems, yeah, as per usual. Like, I'm confident of that. Do a girl a favor, so share it with everybody. Holla. Catch me over at Spotify, where every Sunday I'm dropping voice notes. Like, I gotta talk. So guys, you don't want to miss out. Holla.